It's an emergency and it's a controversy. Now there's more assistance coming to Japan. The group that represents nuclear power plant operators around the world is offering its help. Laurent Stricker is the chairman of the World Association of Nuclear Operators, or WANO. He's with us by phone this morning from Atlanta. Laurent, thank you for joining us on such short notice. Good to have you on the Inside Track. The first question I want to put to you is this. Do you agree with Greg Yasko, the NRC chairman, that the spent fuel rods at Reactor 4 are exposed and pose the greatest risk to the plant and to the Japanese people?
Yes, certainly. As you know, there are 3 units which are damaged, but the containment of these units should be safe. But you are completely right. We have some concern with the spent fuel, not pool, but pools, because you mentioned the unit 4. It's more or less the same with the pool of the unit 3. And it's clearly the most important issue the Japanese has to face now. What is very important is to cool the reactors on the pool, and as your journalist explained, they use for that helicopters from the army. They are using also water cannons and fire brigade trucks for that.
So, Laurent, would you also agree that the likelihood of the worst-case scenario is growing ever more present, that there's too much radiation to get close to the reactor, that fuel rods are going to ignite, we'll have a fire, radioactive particles are going to be discharged into the atmosphere, that's going to make it impossible to get close to the other reactors, and we may have a meltdown scenario at all 6 units at Fukushima?
Oh, it's clearly an additional difficulty to be able to operate due to the high level of radiation on the site. It's the reason why the Japanese use water cannons in order to be able to put water from a certain distance of the core. And in the same time, perhaps, I don't know if you are aware, our Japanese colleagues are putting in place an electric line to provide electricity from outside to the Unit 3 of Dai-Ichi. I think they will succeed to do so within several hours.
Well, several hours, that's a very important point, Laurent, because as you're probably aware, there is very little information about that electric line. Is it your understanding that we are literally only several hours away from that connection? And then the possibility that electrical generators will be restarted and water will start flowing back into the reactors in a much more efficient and high-volume way?
Yes, as you know, there are some diesel generators, but it's not sufficient. And what is important is to find again electricity power to use material to put water in the pools and in the units.
If I may, I want to go back to that one point, though. Is it your understanding, based on the information that WANO is getting, that we are just hours away from that electrical connection?
No, it's an information I got from our colleagues in place, but I have no further information yet.
All right. Well, we all hope for the best, and we thank you, Mr. Stricker, for joining us. Laurent Stricker, chairman of the World Association of Nuclear Operators. He was with us on the phone from Atlanta, and he agrees with the NRC chairman that the single biggest risk at Fukushima are those exposed fuel rods at reactor number 4.